Hi, my name is Meghan Gregonis. I'm the American Consul General in Munich. Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I think in the business world, what is incredibly important is the relationship. You need to have a good relationship to advance a project, to have a business agreement. It comes down to that, to the relationship. And the same thing is needed in diplomacy. You need to develop a relationship to find out where are the shared interests and where can we chart a common path forward. So I think that is why I was attracted to diplomacy. It's really the focus is on the relationships, and that's what I do for public diplomacy. I don't just work on the relationships on the political side or on the economic side, but I'm focused on relationships across society more broadly, and I have a lot of passion for that. I really enjoy the outreach part of the job. It's unfortunate that we have not been able to do as much of that lately, but we found other ways. We found digital ways to reach out and engage and keep the conversations going. I love my team. I love the team that I work with. We have a fantastic team in the consulate. We've got a team of Americans who come as diplomats. They're here for 3 years. And we also have a fantastic team of locally engaged team members who are Germans, Americans, and they represent other nations as well. We have worked across the consulate to collaborate on a number of initiatives. And what we do is we work in partnership with a number of local partners. So whether these are partners on the political level, business partners, or a number of organizations where we share the same goals. It is so unique that here in Munich and here in Bavaria we have these partnerships. We have a really strong, dynamic and thriving America House here in Munich. We have a similarly dynamic and thriving German-American Institute in Nuremberg. And we have so many friendship associations and clubs and groups, the American Chamber of Commerce, and certainly I partner with our U.S. military colleagues. So that, I think, is something very unique here in Bavaria and something that is a real advantage and something that honestly is the best part of the job for me. Yeah, thanks for that question. My husband and I have a lot of passion for cycling, as I think just about everyone in the consulate and most of our contacts know. It has been a real privilege to be here in Bavaria and to discover Bavaria by bike. And I honestly have to say that here in Munich there are some very nice places to go cycling. So for those of you who live in Munich, know that I have really enjoyed all of the trails along the Isar. There's so many trails that go off from the Isar. We've really enjoyed getting to know them by mountain bike. My husband and I also do a lot of road cycling as well. And I have to say it's been wonderful to be close to the Alps. So from Munich to get to the Alps, it's obviously very close. We're very proud that we've done 3 Transalp crossings since I've been here in Munich. 2 by mountain bike leaving from Bavaria and 1 by road bike in 1 day from outside of Munich to Gardasee. So we've reached Gardasee and Commerzee by bike, and that has been a really exciting opportunity as kind of a side project. After my busy days, I'm able to think about those nice trips. What is my favorite book? I have to say that is a book. The book is called The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. This is a book that, for me, talks about innovation because the main character is based on Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright, of course, the very famous American architect, he was an innovator. He really pushed forward. He did not feel that he needed to conform to convention, and that's what this book is about. The book is about you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can do your own thing. You can press forward. You can be innovative, and we need innovators in this world. It's the only way that we achieve progress. So that book encouraged me to look for the innovation, and even in diplomacy, a very traditional profession, we have looked for innovation, and we've been very innovative at the consulate in Munich. So that is a book that inspired me to be a groundbreaker and to be innovative, and I think it's a great book to read for anyone who would like that kind of inspiration and encouragement. That is without a doubt my mom. From a very young age, my mom encouraged me to do anything that I wanted to do. She would say, where there is a will, there is a way. And she didn't want me to see barriers in front of me. She just wanted me to see opportunities. Even if she knew that I didn't have the resources to do something or the know-how to do something, she encouraged me to find the resources, be creative, find the know-how to achieve your goal. I never would have thought that I would be sitting here as the American Consul General in Munich, but I've set high goals for myself, and little by little I've been working along, and here I am in this great position, feeling very honored to represent my country here in Germany, one of our most important partners, and I hope to have greater responsibilities moving forward. So I have to say it's my mom for encouraging me, and I think that we all need to be encouraging each other. So where my mom encouraged me, I think it's also my mission to encourage all of our colleagues in the consulate to look for opportunities to achieve their big goals and look for the opportunities to move forward. I have to say the best professional advice that I've been given goes back to my very first job in venture capital in business before I joined the State Department, and that was the KISS concept. I don't know if you're familiar with the KISS concept. It is keep it simple, stupid. It is so easy for all of us to make things very complicated, but the more complicated things become, it's more difficult for people to understand them. So I think about that all the time in diplomacy. Diplomacy can be very complicated. Bilateral agreements, multilateral agreements, and processes can be very, very complicated. I try to make it simple, especially when we're engaging with public audiences who don't have the depth of background and knowledge that I have in diplomatic issues. We try to keep it simple. We try to think about, why is this policy so important to people every day? For example, we talk about security a lot. What does it mean for people to have security? Why do we need security? Why is it so important that the NATO alliance remains strong? And why is it important that that we have NATO as a deterrent? We need to talk about these very important topics in simple terms. So that is the best advice that I think I got from the business world. I've brought it into the world of diplomacy, and I think it's worked pretty well for me all these years. How to become a diplomat? Well, my story as a diplomat is probably not uncommon. Yes, I came from a less traditional background, so I had studied business before I came into our foreign service. But I was inspired actually by 3 German high school exchange students who were in my high school in Philadelphia. And at that time in Philadelphia, I had never traveled overseas. I only knew the United States, and the United States is very big, so I hadn't even seen most of the United States. I met these girls, these German girls, who talked to me about Germany. They talked to me about why it's important for Germany to have a strong relationship with the United States. I learned more about the post-war period and about the relationship and then the friendship that developed between the United States and Germany. So these German girls inspired me to look outside of the United States and to look for an opportunity for myself to study overseas. I did not have that opportunity as a high school student. I did have that opportunity as a university student. I went overseas, and then I decided that I was answering a lot of tough questions about the United States, and I valued getting those tough questions, but I thought, you know what, this is a really important work. We need to have these important conversations, and maybe my government would even pay me to be looking to advance these relationships. So I applied for the Foreign Service. It took a little while, but I got into the Foreign Service. I spent a lot of time in the Middle East and in some really interesting places that I would never travel to as a tourist. And I did that. I've served in the White House, at the State Department in Washington, D.C. And now here in Germany, it's a really unique opportunity to be working on a relationship that is incredibly important. And both countries need to be investing in this relationship, both Germany and the United States. I look forward to what the future brings. I'm an optimist. We have some challenges ahead of us. We certainly want Germany investing more in certain areas of the relationship, but we are here, we are a partner, and we look forward to working together on the challenges that we have.